He is dead to us. Nobody want to see him on stage anymore. And he don't matter, no. Because he's not running again.
This is why there's so many whatchamacallit on our page. It's because we sing our own renditions that they're copywriting our page.
No, it's because we used to play freaking video games.
Oh, maybe that. Yeah, whatever.
It's because they had the music. We wouldn't turn it off. We're reckless.
Ooh, the audio sounds crispy.
It's so crispy. It's so crispy. Oh my goodness. Wow, man. It's been a long time since we've last been live.
It's been a long
Didn't we
time.
say we're gonna come back?
Yeah, in like March or something.
No, yeah, we said that in March, but then we also say we are gonna do like a follow-up show. We like never did
did.
the follow-up show, the election show. He's like, y'all figured it out.
Y'all know what happened.
Well, we need to talk about what come later for what. But
For
anyway, welcome to Insert Name Here, brought to you in full technicolor and living sound with the dulcet tones of the beautiful, intrepid, inspired, wise, lovely, hardworking, prized among all lady Alejandra.
Hello.
And me, the raspy voice, hot and sexy, like a chili pepper. Chili pepper's gonna be hot though.
I was like you're like a Thai pepper.
I'm like a Thai chili, exactly.
Ooh.
Hot and sexy.
A little Scotch bonnet.
I am a Scotch bonnet. That's what I am. Hot and sexy like a Scotch bonnet. Very strange and outspoken and very smart, genius. And we're back because in fact, y'all have wanted us to come back, and I just have to ask, like, why mainly? That's my main question is why, because we literally, but y'all like it, so we just come back, because y'all want us to, and so we're here. I first want to start off. We always like to start off with RIPs. The name of our show. RIP. I'm kidding. Genuine RIP to our king, Mel King, who, like, as I mentioned on Twitter, I think that like there are no words to be said about like what Mel King meant to the people of Boston. I think especially for people like us, young Black organizers, the work that he did to build the foundations of organizing in the city is like that work is what enables us to do this kind of work that we've been caring about and wanting to do since we were children. And I think that the children that he mentored and raised up became our mentors and our electeds and people who brought us into the movement. And for that reason, Mel King's legacy endures, and it will endure as long as we endure. So, and I think, I think we celebrate his life by doing the work that he would have wanted to get done. And yes, it's weird in the city with no Mel King. It's not right.
Literally. And hopefully we rename some street something.
There's like a Mel King like square, but I'm like, I really feel
it
like
needs to be like a main road.
I really feel like Nubian Station, Nubian Square should have been renamed to Mel King. Like, I feel like that's his bag. Like,
I'm glad he has that. They created that mural while he was still alive, so we got to see it.
Yeah, it's nice too.
Okay.
So on to the
meat and the potatoes.
The fun RIP. Funky Frank is leaving us. Funky Frank leaving the city council. What are we gonna do?
We've been blessed by God.
What are we gonna?
Well, maybe not. I don't know.
Mafia Frank though, you won't miss him.
Miss him?
You won't miss old Frank funky self. Get his rage. You won't miss his rage fits. On the council floor. You won't miss him calling people all type of slurs unconsciously.
I'm personally gonna say I'm not gonna miss.
You're not gonna miss Funky Frank.
I'm personally not gonna
the
miss
drippy
him.
Frank. Funkmaster Frank.
I'm not gonna miss him, but we're gonna pour one out for him.
We're gonna
of my Arnold Palmer Spike.
They're not sponsoring this, and they should be.
But they should be. But
And then Corona Premier could also sponsor.
I don't know. I should drink them both. That's a weird mix. But
because I didn't see that on the palm. I took the Corona, so now I gotta what I'm gonna do. I drink it.
So if you didn't hear, Shorty Doo-Wop leaving.
Shorty Doo-Wop, Funky Frank, Funk Master Frank.
Shorty Doo-Wop leaving is hilarious. No.
By the way, Calvin says his last rants are gonna be epic. Funky Frank. By the way, everyone can look forward to. I don't know how soon, so don't be too anxious. But everyone can look forward to me making a fan cam of all of Frank's best moments, including all the times I've called him Funky Frank and Mafia Frank. Not all the times, because I've done that many a time.
Yes.
But as all the good times, I've done it, and all of my nicknames for him, all of his best moments where he screamed about nonsensical things and talked about racism against white people and Protestants versus Catholics. And
was he the one about the speed bumps a couple months ago? Was that
no?
him?
That's Ed Flynn. Ed
Flynn. Damn.
I think it's Ed Flynn because Ed Flynn is obsessed with the speed limit.
Yeah, he is.
But Baby Frank was on there too because they like to.
I get them confused. If you haven't been watching this show for the past 3 years, you would know that in my mind, Michael Flaherty, Ed Flynn, and Frank Baker are the same
Michael
person.
Flaherty he's been keeping it so low key since I feel like
5-car Flaherty.
Yeah, since that basically. I was about to say since Ayanna Presley left the council basically, and yep, it was about that 5-car Flaherty time. He's been keeping it low as hell. But one thing about Ed Flynn is that he's very he's not like recognizable. Like if you see a picture, like if you saw him in person, like you probably like that's Ed Flynn. If you see a picture of Ed Flynn, it's like, what is that? Like not who? What is that? Oh my God, what is that?
It wasn't until I saw him in person that I recognized that I can now know. But okay, anywho, so the reason we're here, besides of laughing at the fact that Funky Frank is leaving, is the fact
that's the main reason we're here.
No, literally, is the fact it's election season. Me and Malaysia come alive. Our spirits come back for election season. We rise from the dead.
I'm alive. I'm dead again. I'm alive.
Every 2 years for city council races, we're just like, you know how Jesus rose after the third day? We rise every.
Go on.
We rise every 2 years. Anywho, okay, so elections. So why this matters is District 3.
Wait, Calvin said he need a podcast with Funky Frank. Wait, I'm watching every week. Invite me on. Can I be your sound person actually?
Oh, Calvin, can he wear the shirts you wear too? The Puerto Rican old man shirts, what they're called? He needs to wear those. You guys need to match. Or be color coordinating. Like
yeah, he needs all his suits. He has like all nice color suits. He needs to pull out his mafia suits. And
that would be cool. I'd tune in every week.
Every week. Yeah, the Twitch would go crazy for that.
But okay, so the reason why this matters is for District 3, obviously Frank Baker has been the as they put it, the soul, a lonely conservative voice to leave the Boston City Council.
He wasn't that lonely.
No,
there was quite a few conservative voices, in my humble opinion.
Yes, thank you, Doug. Thank you. I don't know how to say that.
Fighting back, oppressed white men won't take it anymore. Guayabera.
You know me pronounce this stuff bad.
You know Alejandra is just an
I don't know
American who speaks Spanish sometimes.
I don't know any language. Anyway, okay, so Frank Baker, who represented or currently represents District 3, which is Dorchester, some parts of South Bay, Newmarket. Where's Newmarket?
Newmarket is I think that's like Roxbury, Dorchester.
Okay. Roxbury and the Her Islands. He represents Deer Island.
He represent. Does he represent the island that they want to put the word he said on the people who are suffering?
So anywho, he represents District 3, and he's been the city councilor for I think 7 years ish.
It's crazy because it feels like my entire life I've been suffering under this man. But you know, it can't be because wasn't Yancey? No, he was District 4. Never mind.
I should have whatchamacallit put it in the notes how long he's been the city councilor.
It's something like that. It's been like 10.
Elected in 2011.
Yeah, so that's about that. That's pretty close. That's like 12 years.
Okay. So he has represented that district for that long. And so what this means is that it's going to be a wild race. So before Frank Baker dropped or said he wasn't going to run again, Joel Richards, who had ran for District 4,
Yeah, he
I
ran for
believe.
district 4. That's why
Last
I got
time.
confused this year. I don't
Yes.
like it when y'all do that.
No,
But
he
at
got
least
he got
at least I'm
redistricted.
like, at least he's in a proper. It's
Yeah.
not like he moved. It's not like somebody who who you are, Evandro Carvalho. But no, yeah, Joel Richards is as Alondra mentioned, an educator backed by the Boston Teachers Union, which is cool and all that. And then also currently declared is Jennifer Johnson, who's a community activist. Are there other folks?
Yes, and this is where it's going to become a shit show. The potential candidates there are.
Oh yeah, I know Megan Costello. She worked for Marty Walsh.
There are a lot of former Marty Walsh folks, a lot of Senator Warren
that's
folk.
Frank Baker. Like, but this is the thing. That's why he's extra
reps.
mad. He's extra mad because that redistricting means that the black voices in his district that were not represented, literally not able to make, like, their voices were not being heard because of how the district was cut. That's half the reason Frank Baker's retiring. I think he's also like something wrong with him, low key. But I don't know that for sure. That's just like gossip I hear. But the gossip I heard about, exactly, sprinkle. We gotta get the thing. Bro. The gossip I heard about him not running again was factual. So I will say that. But Megan Costello managed Marty Walsh 2013 mayoral campaign. She should add something else to the resume because the answer is no from me. But Marty Martinez
and a senior advisor to BPS. This sound
Marty
bad.
Martinez, I know him too. He's an upper corner resident who served Mayor Walsh's chief of health and human services. He's received several encouraging texts and emails since Baker's announcement.
So, in case you guys didn't know, I put together a docket and I pull a lot of stuff directly from articles. This article, I think, is from the Dorchester Reporter. But these are potential candidates of people that have been getting, as they put for him, encouraging text and emails to consider running. We also have Matt Patton. Savin Hills. I don't know why they had to write Savin Hills, but they were very clear
because it's not Dorchester, it's white Dorchester. Get it correct. Also, Marty Martinez, I have to say I have a bias against people named Marty. And if I were in District 3, I would not be voting for you just off the strength of that. No, but yeah, white Dorchesters, Matt Patton, an attorney and former field director. Okay, so I will say that he's probably cool, and if he probably wins, if he probably runs, he'll get a lot of money behind him.
Yeah.
And I'll also say that a lot of campaign people are like the worst mofos to be an elected official.
Yeah.
and a lot of them also feel like they're entitled to it. So, but yeah, that's my.
I'm on my favorite website, guys.
OCPF,
which I say is OPCF. Matt. Let's see.
OCPF.
That's the best.
Oh yes, exactly. That's what I was looking for.
He hasn't pulled any papers, not papers, but he doesn't.
He hasn't started his OCPF.
Yeah, he hasn't started trying to raise money, so we'll see. But also, I think the notable one, we also have Paulo de Barrios, who is the director of the Cape Verdean Association of Boston. So interesting. It's an interesting mix of potential.
You forgot people. Shirley A. Jones. Don't leave Shirley out of it. Okay,
I won't leave Shirley out of it.
I don't know that person, but I feel like their name is familiar, honestly. And then somebody y'all shouldn't vote for is also running, so I'm not gonna say his name.
These are potentials.
It also could be running, so I'm not gonna say their name.
The current two that are likely gonna pull papers will be Joel and Jennifer Johnson. And Joel obviously will likely be the candidate with a lot of support from
unions
in the cities because he is a teacher. So that's District 3. We're going to run through the other. So there's some other likely contested elections.
Oh my God. Okay, so in District 4, Brian Worrell, y'all know him. He's obviously, he's an incumbent. And it's some strange, stupid lady we don't care about, anti-vax lady, pull papers. Who knows her name? We don't care. It's going to be like Dana DePlatino.
I saw her name. I didn't want to put it on the docket because it's my show.
She anti-vax. I don't like her, and I don't know her. So, goodbye. It's also still District 4. I know it's redistricting, Like that little chunk of Roslindale, that changed nothing.
Yeah, no, yeah.
That don't change nothing. Big Five is your favorite.
My district.
Well, all of our favorite, everybody's favorite. Ricardo Arroyo is running unopposed as of now.
As of right now. I'm
Um,
surprised nobody has announced that
I
to say they
mean,
were gonna run.
I suggested somebody run, but
Yeah.
you know,
They're a
I'll say
rude
nothing
person.
about that.
Yeah, they're bad.
Sluts.
District 6, I also haven't seen anything. So this is, and if you know anyone, and you're watching this and you're like, no, I know somebody running for District 5 or District 6, please tell me. I haven't seen anybody's name pop up when I typed in Boss Polly, when everybody was posting their cute little pulled papers picture. But District 5, which is Hyde Park, Reedville, Rosendale, Mattapan, currently unopposed. District 6, which is Kendra's district, which is JP, Rozzy, West Roxbury, and Eggleston, obviously parts. In District 7, which is Malaysia's district of Dorchester to the south end, Roxbury and Fenway, with what's her name? Tanya. I always want to say Tania.
Jean-Claude.
Oh, Jean-Claude. I know Jean-Claude.
Is Jean-Claude Sanon?
Maybe.
He was on OCPF just now.
I was like, I know him. I know him from my ward, I think.
I just know that name. He's running for District 5.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I think he lives in the part of
District 5.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I was here District 4.
Oh, okay.
I was like, huh?
Either way, it could have worked. Because
yes, right.
In both. But that's interesting. So
good.
Okay. So District 5, 6, and 7 currently unopposed. District 8 is where things also get a little spicy because somebody else left, which is Kenzie Bach, who recently took a position, and she's actually leaving on the 28th of April to join the Boston Housing Authority and work there, which I think is actually where she likes that scope of work. So sometimes you're surprised by the people that come into office when they would have been better suited for positions like this. But
Kenzie is definitely more of a numbers and data person than not. This is not admitted in a rude way. Than she is a people person. Not to say that she's bad with people. I think she don't prefer it, and I don't think that's her bag. But I think she'll do good stuff in the Boston Housing Authority. What the hell? But I hope she kind of does better than she did in the city council because she was a little ass.
She was weird, yeah. But she also
represents a chunk of ass.
She represents such a weird district.
She represents help. She represents fucking Beacon Hill
back.
And I don't even understand how she represents Mission Hill. Like how she get all the way up there?
I have to look at that map. That map
when
is
Tanya
weird.
represents South End, like how you literally somehow that's a maneuvering district. I have questions too, Ricardo.
I need to look at that.
No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, so she's leaving, which obviously leaves another race. And currently, you got to read that name because I don't know when.
Sharon Durkin.
Durkin, okay.
Durkin.
She's worked in a lot of different places.
She worked with Michelle Wu and then Ed Markey, and then she organized, and then she was named the chair of the Ward 5 Democratic Committee, obviously.
So that's the only person I've currently found that is running for District 8. What did I mean to say about that?
Hope she likes bikes.
Doug left a message saying somebody's definitely running against Kendra, and I anticipated that. I honestly thought somebody would have already started like publicly, like fundraising.
I'm waiting for I'm waiting for it to be like 2021. I'm waiting for the wildness on Twitter. I'm surprised it's not.
I'm ready for the racism to come back.
Maybe it's because Kendra really do not like. She really just fight back, and I feel like that makes them upset. They don't like it when you don't cry about it.
Yeah.
They don't like it when you're not like, I can't believe people say horrible. They don't like when you're like, shut up.
Dang, I gotta find them then. I did not see them. But also, if you're in the West Roxbury area, I definitely don't know who you are ever.
Somebody declared, or was it a racist white person?
Yeah.
That's important though.
What's that district? District 6.
Hicks for 6, remember? Now she's Laura, so it don't work no more.
No, it don't work no more. I would have kept it for, I know like, but I would have kept it just for Hick for 6.
I don't know. You want to be, but you want to be beautiful.
Oh,
again.
William
King again. William, I swear to God, if William King hasn't learned to talk to other humans by now, it's over. Also, that's so funny to me. That's so funny to me because I know exactly how his campaign is gonna go. I know exactly how it's gonna look.
Oh, wait, you know,
and guess what, William? I'm like, maybe maybe if Kendra has made those white people in our district so mad, but the thing about William King, I'm sorry to say, William King, you don't have it, bro. You don't got the riz, my nigga. You don't got the riz, bro. Your wife, she kind of got the riz. Dominique, she got the riz. William
That's
King,
cool. Yeah.
you don't got the riz, buddy. She make him look better. Just having her on his thing make him seem more
Okay,
worth
you
it.
know, part of the reason we say this is because we've run into William King multiple times.
Every time he's run.
And every time, so me and Malaysia have a thing. If you don't know this about us, here's some good information. We like to see if candidates will come up to us, especially like we're 26 now, or Malaysia's about to be 26. I'm 26. They didn't used to come up to us. Only certain number of candidates have ever really come up to Malaysia. Otherwise, they're scared. They do not talk to us. They'll talk to everybody in the room but us. William King is the number one to do that.
The worst part with William King is that he barely talk to anybody, bro.
Which doesn't help, yeah.
Like I said, he don't got the riz, bro. Like I said, maybe being with Dominique this long, he takes taking pictures that look like that though. Maybe being with Dominique this long has helped because Dominique got the riz. I'm saying she do. She do.
She should be the one running.
She should be the one running. I mean, I know it's probably like
try to run.
She did run for District 7.
Yeah.
And she who won that? Who won that time?
Janie?
Yeah.
Was it Janie?
It was Janie. I'm
getting
old. It
old.
would have been the same kind of thing. I think
I'm getting old. My brain is not good.
But no, like, sorry. Like, no offense. He seemed like a very nice man. He don't got the riz though. He don't got the trust in you, in my city councilor.
I was like, yeah. Just off of knowing him, I'm like, you would rather vote for him rather than Kendra? I don't know. I wouldn't, but
even just
maybe the racism would.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not his only.
Yeah.
I'm not saying there's something wrong with him specifically. No. There probably are things that I wouldn't prefer, but that is what would give him movement is if a bunch of racist people are really mad at Kendra, because she's been a very active, very successful city councilor.
I'm trying to remember if maybe I can try and find anything, but I haven't found any. I don't remember anything being like.
It's not gonna leap out. It's like they're liberals.
About William King. I don't remember anything.
Oh, anyone talking about him?
No, not like him having any stances on anything.
Oh,
like
no, yeah, it's because they're liberals.
He's not a special candidate. He has no juice in here.
He's just a black liberal. He's a regular.
Not like you're stupid.
He's just a regular. He's regular.
You're just regular.
Like in the middle ground, and I think that a lot of especially folks who have been engaged politically for a long time don't understand and recognize is that we're at the point where people want characters. People do want you to be a character.
There's a reason Frank Baker wasn't in office that long.
With his freaking tan suit, bro. Like, people want you to have energy. People want to be able to feel like there's someone you want to follow. Where you can, I wouldn't follow him out of a fire, bro. Like, what the hell? I'm sorry, no offense. Really, truly, no offense. He seems like he's very shy
for the office that you were trying to take. Like the way those West Roxbury, maybe that's what they want. The way they'd run over him, like fully in front. The way Kendra's gonna run over him in a debate.
Kendra gonna eat him up.
Like that's.
I don't watch that one. We gotta go to that one.
We have to go. Yeah.
We gotta take notes. We're gonna be on the road. Podcast on the road.
Literally back to the car shows. Okay, District 9. So
District 9, my enemy Liz Breeden obviously is the incumbent. Have a big beef with her. not even just off personal beef with Liz Breeden. She does okay on stuff, but she's a Irish lady, so that's important to remember.
She's just there.
She's okay. She doesn't like, and then they're like, for instance, with the police stuff, she be doing all right because she's Irish. So she's like, it don't make no sense why the police are like this, like in his country. So, but I would prefer Jacob personally.
Yes. So who's running against her is she hasn't announced that she wasn't running, and I didn't see if she pulled papers because I don't follow her because I don't like her. But Jacob.
I actually don't know how to say his name. Delacourt.
Yep, Delacourt. Sure, we'll go with that. Who's the former director of public policy and communications for Julia Mejia?
Y'all know him.
I was like, I've worked with him occasionally. He's a nice person.
He's been a lot of things.
His website actually has like a little breakdown of what the Boston City Council is and a bunch of the like budget stuff that he did in office. And I was like, this is stuff that I like to see on a website. The website is a little weird, but 10 out of 10 stuff on it. So interested to see him run and see who else maybe potentially runs in the district. District 9 is such an interesting district as a whole because it's such a mixed crowd of a lot of old people that have like always lived in Austin, a lot of young people and transplants, and then obviously like a bunch of people that to some extent can't vote and just are there for college in different circumstances. It's an interesting district. So we'll see how that goes. Hopefully he raises some money. I think I like Jacob. Doug even said that, like Jacob, really smart guy. Yeah. I found that is my observation as well.
Old people ain't gonna read that. Read what?
Probably Jacob's website.
Oh,
all the cool stuff.
Old people don't really care how the city council works, though. I feel like young people care about that.
Okay, so those are all of the districts in the potential races. Oh, I'm lying.
We forgot District 1 and 2. So District 1 is rural races. Allegedly. The District 1 is Gigi Coletta, Gabriella Coletta. I don't know. I guess it wasn't her necessarily being. Maybe it was her. Anyway, some story came out. Came out of her office from a former staffer, and they said they was talking about some bad stuff. Not a joke.
I forgot that other stuff.
Yeah,
I forgot besides the racism stuff.
Yeah, the other stuff was not a joke. Like the other stuff was definitely not a joke. So I do have questions for Gabriella Coletta because she's very one of those, just like honestly similar to her predecessor in some ways. Not in the racism stuff, but waffling, like being in the middle on stuff. And like of course she has Charlestown in East T in the North End, so like she has to be, why I say North End, like I'm from there.
North End.
So she has
North End.
So she has to, ride the line, but it's corny. Just be yourself. Be Coletta, Miss Coletta. That's what I mean. Like what I'm saying. She should be that. And then we have the Nothing Burger running in District 2. He's the only one. Your favorite piece of drying plaster.
Our favorite Boston City Council President Ed Flynn.
Your favorite piece of fucking
who represents City Hall, South Boston, Chinatown, and the South End, and he will never let you forget he represents Chinatown.
Chinatown, that's his favorite place to represent. He's like, no, my residence in Chinatown in the South End, because a lot of
he does add in the South End a lot.
In the South End.
But those are all the district races, and so now we're gonna go to at large because that's our job.
It's a party at large.
There's only one person that I've seen so far. If you know other people running, please let me know. But the only person I've seen beyond the current incumbents is Henry Santana, who is a Dominican, which is cool.
What's he look like? Click the link.
I act like I did not. Oh no, that's not his website. I don't think it has his picture.
Boo! I want to see him.
No, damn it.
Let me Google. Oh, you're gonna Google?
Yeah. His name like immediately popped up when I Googled him.
Let me see him.
It's
pop up your face.
Very slow.
Okay. Oh, interesting. Okay.
I think I might have seen him today, which is funny.
By merengue. I think I saw him today. You said by merengue. I hate you
because he was in the suit.
You said I think I might have seen him today by. You're racist. I don't care if you really did see him by merengue.
If you know Henry Santana and you have his number, text him and be like, were you by merengue
today?
At approximately late 4 o'clock, early 5 o'clock. If so, Alejandra saw you. You don't know Alejandra, but she saw you.
You say Alejandra saw you because that's the Dominican way. So you can wonder who the hell you're talking about because that could be anyone.
So anywho, he is running.
Let me see them pictures. Who's he with? Mayor Menino, of course, classic. Got the family, classic. Tell me about him. What's his about section?
Tell me about him. Where's his? Oh,
that's all. I'm gonna say that's all.
Oh, he's a Banilejo. He's my people. He's my cousin.
That's your actual cousin. Mission Hill.
Yeah.
Where a lot of Dominicans go up.
Boston Public School. You should have Boston.
Which Boston? Public
Beacon
School?
Academy.
What's support?
Beacon High School. Oh, he attended a boarding school. Whatever. Hi, Eric.
Corny.
Whatever. I went to a boarding school.
Okay. Oh, hey. Well, since we're here, I have to tell you, as a sometimes political consultant, one thing I need every single one of you motherfuckers to do is stop writing me a goddamn thesis on your website. Give me 5 paragraphs max about you. Do not give me an essay. I have to want to go through and freaking highlight shit because don't you writing too muchy. Clifton, that's a name, bro. Clifton Brathwaite.
Okay, wait.
That's either the most Negro on the planet or the whitest, like look like his family owned all the slaves person ever. Like that's either the most Negro ever. He might be the fourth, maybe.
God.
Youth power.
I was like, this says Boston. It's not signed into my thing.
Yep, yeah. That's what I thought he looked like. That is what I expected. He looked like a Clifton Brathwaite.
Oh man, I almost knocked down the light laughing at this. Okay, back to Henry.
This is why old men hate us, except they love us.
So he came from the Kenzibok area because he worked on her. He was a field director on her campaign, and then he worked as the director of operations and as a Mission Hill and Fenway liaison. So that is where Henry comes from. So he comes out of a city council office. I know nothing else literally about him beyond that.
He worked for Wu. He actually comes out of Michelle Wu's Office of Civic Organizing. Ooh. Currently, he worked for Kenzibok first. So yeah,
and Kenzibok, I think, officially also endorsed him.
Well, I don't know if that would make me vote for him, but you know,
I'm here to give you the facts.
When I catch him outside Merengue next time, I'm gonna ask him some questions.
I'm here to give you the facts. That's all I'm here to do.
I'm gonna be like, "What up, cousin?"
I'm gonna be like, "Banilejo, who's your dad?"
Yeah, literally, who's your father? Are we cousins? Not we. Her.
No, you see, my agenda to make Malaysia Dominican is working. Slowly and surely, Malaysia is Banileha too.
It
will be a victory. Afro-Latinas
unite. Actually, apparently, everywhere we go, people think we're Puerto Rican. So we're actually Puerto Rican. In DR, people thought we were Puerto Rican. Like, really?
They're criminals a little bit. Okay. Some other stuff I wanted to talk about. Oh my God, Wu's budget.
Do you have it up?
Wu's budget?
Yeah.
Oh God, I was just gonna talk about the fact she gave the police more money. That was the only thing I was gonna talk about.
Yeah, definitely. That was OD whack. And Michelle Wu has not been doing what she said she was gonna do around police reform. Especially, I'm still looking at the brick that's still there, ma'am. You said you was getting rid of that, madam. And yeah, her budget, that was a little nasty. Didn't like that, but she did give money for something I appreciate. She did give $3 million for blue bikes.
Yes, electric blue bikes, right?
Electric blue bikes.
Exactly, Doug. Exactly. Thank you. I like this propaganda we're creating.
Melissa is my name.
Oh yes, her Dominican name is Melissa Tejeda because she has to have my last name for this to work.
I sometimes go by Melissa about these stuff.
Yeah,
that's my other cousin.
That's my was that the most notable thing that I think that
I think the blue bikes thing in the police budget that went up like 6%,
no, or something like that.
Yeah, something like that. It was high. It was a lot. It was an increase. And I'm like, the other thing is like it's frustrating because it's so hard to wrangle in the police between their unions and all the stuff they like to bake in for like forever. Like,
did you know you could search on the Twitter DMs?
No,
I typed in bikes and it led me to the e-bikes. Okay, so a little recap for those.
Oh yeah, universal pre-K. What about that?
Let's go through some of the things that this Twitter account that I don't know how to say because are there
Gina Tautus Damisius? Are you Greek? Maybe.
Probably.
Look Greek.
So he made a quick little thread on her budget. So her proposed 4.28 billion operating budget for the fiscal year 2024. Sorry, my brain. Year over year increase of 273.7 million. So that's where the 6% came in. 6% increase of the budget from last year. So notable things that he highlighted were
the libraries.
Yeah. So notable things: universal pre-K up to 4 million, creating 350 new seats for 3 to 4 year olds.
350 is nothing.
No.
350. Wait. Anyway,
$750K to expand weekly and Saturday hours at library
And they
branches.
need that because the library dead close at like 5 p.m.
Closes very early.
And then it don't even be open half the on some of those weekend days. But it really needs to close. Library should be open way later than it is. But I set to like 7.
Libraries should be all libraries should be like college libraries where they stay open until like 1 in the morning.
Something like that. Honestly, so there that central library should be 24 hours
Yes.
a day. I think. Obviously you have to pay people properly.
Yeah.
But you know, that's what we hate to do.
Because libraries are essential places. If you didn't know, a library is a great place for resources, for reading, for just hanging out. When you're a teen, it's a good place to hang out. I'm gonna be quite honest with you. If you don't want kids on the street, a library is the best place to put kids. That's like where we used to hang out because we were nerds also. But that's also just where all kids hang out.
They all have the library. There's nowhere to hang out in Boston. I mean, you hang out the park, you hang out the library. If you like being inside, you hang out the library.
And you took Prudential away from us, so there are but so many places.
They ruined the food court. There's downtown food court is nothing. There's nowhere for us to hang out.
There's nowhere for kids to hang out. This is a separate topic that maybe we'll go fully in. But that second and third place space thing is a big issue and why youth act the way they do. But besides the point, additional things are adding staff to parks and public facilities departments, and then 750 to add trees and green infrastructure. 1.4 million for the introduction of electric blue bikes, which is great. 708. Whoa. It was a 5. 582K for social workers and police stations to connect youth to services and support.
Okay.
Why didn't you just take that money out of the police budget?
How about you take the social workers? Let's take the kids out of the police stations. Let's start with that. Because why the kids in the police stations at all? Social worker don't need to be in the police station if there's no kids in the police station. Also, like this seems like one of those things that you do to like placate people when you're not actually working on the mental health crisis response.
If I'm already in the police station, never mind. Whatever. Fine. I would like to see how it works, and I'd like to see their data and materials on this program and how it has worked.
I just thought about that BPS thing. We gotta talk about that.
Yeah,
the math.
Oh, I wish I took a picture of it. Oh, I can maybe think of it. Read some of the other important information from the budget. The budget also very important, and the counselors have can have an impact in terms of voting on it and trying to make small changes.
6 million to upgrade 311. $1 million for electric charging stations. Which is interesting.
Sorry for the typing.
Oh, 500K to train Boston residents for life sciences careers. Yeah, these were his highlights. Me personally, I'm only gonna read through the whole budget if I have to. But maybe I'll check it out before next show and see if there was anything else that we cared about.
We're up, baby. Okay. All right. So that was a little bit about the budget. Now we're going to go on to a topic that literally came about also while I was driving today. So I saw this sign that I guess it's like a nationwide advertising campaign that's being sent out to target 6 cities, which is Boston, Chicago, Houston, New York, Sacramento County, and Washington, D.C. So it shows. Exactly. Who?
No, that's the who is that?
So it shows basically I lost my reading, showing the percentage of students proficient in math or English in the city and the percentage of parents who think their kids are at below the grade level in that subject. Okay, now I'm driving and I saw the first one. Where did I see the first one? Mattapan Square-ish.
Feel racist. Go on though.
And then the next one I saw was over Dorchester.
Okay,
Anywho,
fine.
It was by the Quincy Dorchester kind of border. Whatever.
Okay, fine.
So for Boston, it said that 23% of 8th grade students were proficient in math in 2023. Yet, 2022. Sorry, this is why.
According to state standardized tests, by the way, which is
problematic. Yes,
all in its own.
And yet, 92% of parents think their kid is at or below the grade level. Above. At or above. Sorry, I can't read either. I was also not proficient parent. but I might just
It's
have
a damn
dyslexia.
cast, man.
And I did pass it. Um, what are your
I
thoughts on this?
well, first of all, I'm glad to know that it's not BPS who put these up, because my first question was, why don't you fix it then? Like, why you telling us solve the problem?
No, you know the worst part was the link. They had like a link and it said BPS something something, and I was like, it's so interesting. But I didn't. Obviously, I was driving, so I didn't get time to read it. So I didn't know who produced this.
But and then my next question
It's so loud.
is, why do the parents think they're proficient? 92% is a lot of, that's a high number. And for it to be 28%, that first of all, 8% is failure of the education
Oh,
system.
sorry, Malaysia. I think it's actually 23.
23% is fully a failure of the education system. Like, that's not a failure of the students at that point. If that few, that's not anywhere near half. Like, if that few are proficient, and not good, not advanced, proficient, that's, is it like bullshit? Is it like charter schools?
It's probably some charter school stuff. I don't think it's necessarily that off.
No, I'm sure
Yeah.
I'm sure it's not false, say. Although I'm really trying to understand that 92% of parents.
Yes.
I don't know how to quantify that. I don't know what you ask. Do you say, is your kid proficient in math? But I think that 92, 28% doesn't, I don't suspect that too much. But the 92% of them thinking, yeah, my kid's great at math. I mean, sure, like, I guess so. I guess if I, but I feel like if you weren't an involved parent, you might assume they just, I'm like, I wouldn't know. I don't know. They probably bad. Not they probably. I was bad at math, so I guess
unless somebody asked me, everybody would just assume. Like, when I was failing, she would have never known. Like, until she looked at the report card.
Nobody had. The other thing is, like, this is what happens when we don't address the material conditions that create like issues, because your mom was working 70 hours a week.
A lot.
Like, who had time to look at some damn, like, progress report or some shit? Like, nobody had time for that. Like, and you passed. Did you graduate? You graduated. Goddamn! Like, what the hell am I supposed to do?
I got whatever. I think I even passed. What did I get? 69. I think was my, or 60. Whatever it was to pass. A D.
But I'm like, but you passed the MCAS.
So. Oh yeah, no, I passed easily. The MCAS. That's all that mattered.
Easily
to the BPS.
So I'm like,
it was just interesting to see as I drove. I'm wondering to see how this campaign will, like, if we'll see more people talk about it, because it must be fairly recent, because I drive past Madison Square quite often and I haven't seen it. So I was like, very interesting to see this appear, especially on an election year.
They always like those like businesses pump so much money into charter school campaigns. Watch the Boston Globe's going to be like, the problem with BPS in 2 days. Boston Globe's going to be like, did you know that only 23% of BPS students are proficient in math? Like, is that about to be?
Yeah, no. That's why I'm so interested to see how this will be like spun and used, because I bet it's already on Aaron Murphy's clip.
Aaron Murphy's like, see,
you see, it's already in the clip loaded.
I'm like, and you know, I think we still, like, the other thing that I wanted to bring up that I don't know how many people are discussing is the fact that Mary Skipper is secretly, like, having a bunch of backdoor meetings trying to add police back into schools. Like, you know, they've been open about it to some extent, but like the superintendent, Mary Skipper, is like low-key trying to do it too. Like, she's trying to do it. Like, and that's a problem. They were adding, they had a bunch of positions they said they were adding, but those were all like mental health bullshit positions. But like, I just think cops in schools is such a fun conversation, because why does a cop need to be in kids' school? Like, even if you think it's better, whatever, like, we just watched so many videos of cops like not doing shit, and like, you know, cops don't help you when you're on the street. I think the thing that always strikes me that I don't understand, why people don't understand by now, is that if you look like me, your kids are not the kids they're protecting. Let's be fucking for real. They're not protecting your kids. They're protecting people from your kids. Even if they're only inside the schoolhouse, they're protecting the outside from your kids.
They're protecting themselves.
They're never protecting your kids. And that's just it. Like, the moment people understand that, the clearer these conversations can become. Because what the truth that a lot of people don't want to admit is that they like to criminalize children. They enjoy that. Like it's not that they don't recognize like that is crazy. It's that they feel like that's how you teach and that's how you show that kid not to do it. But that's not the case. That's just not how it works, and that's also violent to the person it affects. Like cops don't protect your children. Ask your kids.
And or you could just look at history. Like if you look over time for how long police have been in schools, I would say look from like the 90s to now. Where has having a police officer in your school had a positive impact?
And then people like, oh, the police officer can be a counselor. No, you can hire a counselor. You can pay a counselor.
A police officer is not paid to be a counselor.
Somebody said something about doing reading with like ESL or people need reading support. I'm like, you mean a reading specialist? Somebody gets like, paid $50,000-$60,000 a year to be like, that's a profession.
I was like, a police officer is not trained to do that either.
Literally, that is a profession. That's not a job.
Are we forgetting what a police officer is trained to do?
Not goddamn much, except shoot and hide.
So I'm a little police officers are not substitutes for things. If you want a reading specialist, you need a reading specialist.
I don't. Why are you wasting money on police if you need a damn reading specialist?
If you want a mental health specialist, you hire a mental health specialist. You don't get a police officer who is trained in.
And I'm like, for every one relationship that some kid has so close with their school resource officer, like I can't even. One of the school resource officers was my friend's whole, because I couldn't tell you that man's name. He worked at that school for about 5 of the years I was there. I have no idea that man's name. That man who let everybody walk out the front door every day.
I was like,
front door, side door, back door, don't matter which.
The man that somehow was never there for any fights.
None of the fights. He always appeared after though. He strolled down the hallway after, which is like good for us, I guess, because they don't want to arrest BLA kids anyway. That's the other thing. I'm like, some of y'all I think be forgetting, bro. Like, I'm like, at my school, they didn't think I was a criminal. They didn't. They just didn't. And even if I was a criminal, and I know many a criminal came out of my own grade.
Many of the criminals.
We're like that.
Were criminals then.
That is just not. We never had that. Well, except for because we're black, but it was never any unique, like extra special, like you're bad. Like they thought we were gonna be good. They thought we were smart, and the rest of the half of the there's 2 other BPS schools that get treated like that, 3 maybe.
Like I can't imagine like going to the Burke or any of the schools with metal detectors and things. I could never imagine.
Like I have to forget BLA even had metal detectors. They were never on. No one ever checking nothing. We had all type of knives and guns and drugs. Like in that school, and like no one would even consider turning on those. They knew they wouldn't have done that just because that's how they viewed us.
Stop hating on my can. Yes, it's empty. Shut up. But yeah, so not like it. There are weird things happen. There are always weird. If there's one thing for certain, there are weird things always happening within BPS.
And then the whole country's having terrible stuff. I'm like, well, I feel he knows this, but obvious nonsense supports the trans kid. If you have a problem with trans kids, you have a problem with me, bitch.
I like how we both immediately got violent. If you
got a problem with if you
got a problem with a kid,
already, bro. Also, like, we got to talk about it. That's going to be one of our special episodes where we talk about the oppression of children.
That's fine. One of your streams is having connection issues.
Which one?
It was probably Facebook. Facebook's been having the weirdest issues today. What was I going to say?
What did I say?
My thoughts are lost because of the connection issues. Oh, the kids. One time I went into this meeting and this lady was like, kids need rights. But she was talking about giving the parents like voting rights for the children, which I didn't agree with. But when she started, she was like, children are oppressed and they have no rights. I was like,
exactly.
Correct.
He's spilling.
And then she said, oh, the parents should have the votes for the children. And I said, okay,
that's
you're not spilling anymore.
Like slavery, bro. That's like the 3/4.
You're not there no more.
That's like 3/4 compromise. But like, let's bring it back. Who was saying who kept Julia? I'm like, who kept doing the things? The 16-year-old should vote. They should. I'm like, your 16-year-old probably more civically engaged and having their parents like. I trust 16-year-old more personally.
It is very funny because part of it is I wouldn't. Oh, where's the connection issues? Let me check Facebook. E, we're fine there, so I don't know. Whatever. Anywho, everyone always like every generation's like, oh, the young people don't care, but every you like look into the actual generations of people, you're like, wow, the young people actually very much do care. And I feel as though obviously because of what's gonna call it, social media and the
I'm like,
ability to
right.
connect with people, like Gen Z has this unique
I'm
and
like, it's
alpha,
crazy to say that about them because they are very visible,
very visible and very
caring.
engaged, that there is a I think we really should consider giving 16-year-olds the right to vote at a city level. It doesn't necessarily need to be a.
On,
But I think
if we, I mean, I guess in the swing states and stuff that matters because in every other presidential election type stuff like don't matter, and
no,
and like it matters if you're in the state you're in, like.
yeah. But we know. I think for us doability at a local level, giving them the right to vote makes sense. A lot of them are politically engaged. A lot of them are already in the political sphere. That it's just sometimes an interesting thing. Yeah, we're gonna do an in-depth episode on the children and them being oppressed.
I'm sure they'd be more engaged too if we had an elected school board.
If we had
Anyway, our usual. But
Michelle,
she was a hybrid. I mean, like,
I don't
why?
believe in anything hybrid. Hybrid Zoom calls,
Between,
hybrid committees.
I'm like between like hybrid between elected and not elected. No, like democracy, like
Democracy now.
democracy tomorrow.
But whatever. Okay. One of our last topics, really, about the city, at least locally, to get back into the swings. We forgot to say this at the top of the show, but this is like our pre-season 3 show. We're figuring out how we're going to film, and this is my office in my house because we're usually in Melissa's office. We're trying to figure out how we're going to film. I kind of want to get a futon or something.
Figuring out formatting.
What we want to do.
We have a soundboard that we got to fill up with sounds.
Also figuring out when we're gonna do the show because both of us are extremely busy, and my job is just very busy, so it's kept us from doing the show often, and we'd be tired. We'd be a little tired. So we're trying to figure out how we're gonna do the show, where we're gonna do the show, if we should be like a futon or if we should keep this like 2-chair dynamic. If you are an insert name here watcher from like 2019 or 2018 when we started with Santiago, one of those 2 years, we started on a futon in Santiago's apartment. So maybe we'll bring the futon back. We're trying to see what atmosphere makes sense.
Trying new things.
What likely will be the format, not for certain yet, is that we'll do something live weekly and maybe something else pre-recorded that we'll also post. The live I'm hoping it will always be under like an hour. Like this is 53 minutes.
Yeah, we could have stopped at 45, but I kept talking.
So we'll try and cut it to around there so it's digestible and fun.
Organic and dynamic.
Organic and dynamic. If you have an idea for a shirt, like the back of a shirt, that would be really cool. We're gonna make some shirts that have the Obvious Nonsense logo, which is like over there by the.
I'm laughing like you're pointing to get the Tribe Called Quest album.
I was trying to this. Not that one. This one. So we're gonna make a shirt that has that on the front and in the back. I'm trying to think of something to put that is a descriptor of kind of insert name here, as well as just the fact that if you don't know, insert name here is a production by Obvious Nonsense Entertainment. This is a show produced by our stuff. So just giving you the showdown, the hoedown showdown, that will be coming back. We're just figuring out the format. We're hoping to maybe do some writing, explore other things, have guests, but that's just that part of it. Now, the very last thing I wanted to get into was the redistricting case. So, a bunch of mofos like Funky Frank and and
Funkmaster Frank,
lawyers and such. There were some challengers of Boston's newest district redistricting map.
They say they call that the NAACP's map and
Yes,
blah
they
blah
do
blah
say
blah.
that.
But it's like it kind of is, but also kind of not.
Yeah. So it is kind of very not highly contested, but contested enough that it's in a fucking
Minorly
federal
contested
judge
by the minority white people.
So if you don't know, this map was approved by the Boston City Council on a 9-4 vote, and
Which is
signed by Michelle
steep.
Wu.
That's a steep win.
So in this, it's a WGBH.org article. It talks that it was the results of racial gerrymandering that placed racial balancing above other map drawing factors in violation of the 14th Amendment. That was the argument against the map. Basically saying that because it cuts the white people districts up and puts more black people in.
The 14th Amendment?
Hey, that's what it said there. Don't.
How is that a violation of the 14th
Talk to the lawyer, not talk to me.
I'm like, am I thinking of the wrong 14th
Let's
Amendment?
find out what the 14th Amendment is, because I don't know that. You know, if somebody asked me what my amendments were.
Then the amendment that made people citizens.
I don't
like.
Let's find out. I have Jesus amendment.
I'm not a lawyer though. I'm not very smart. No.
That's even worse. I think it would have made more sense if it was the black people. Isn't it the 13th that makes white people? Damn.
I guess I didn't know if they were together, the freeing the slaves and the making of citizens. I didn't think that was together.
No, it's not. I think.
Yeah, exactly. That's the one that frees the slaves. Except for if you're in jail, and then you can be a slave.
Well, I guess it
is part of the 14th Amendment. I knew that was part of the 14th Amendment. What's the first part again? That just said basically no one can take away your rights. How, like
that's a bullshit.
What kind of bullshit amendment is that?
I'm gonna be quite honest.
Like, no one shall make a law that abridges your privileges. Like, what? Like, I mean the privileges outlined by the Bill of Rights.
Yeah.
But
whatever. Anywho,
this is why strict constitutionalists are stupid.
There's this big fight currently happening that's been taken to a federal judge, and the judge has to review 20 hours of recordings from the hearings that happened last summer, one of those two, last year, over this map. And it will be interesting to see the determination that is made on this. Because I'm also just wondering, because like District 3 was one of the districts that obviously redistricted Joel Richards. Reverts back is how that.
I think it would at least take a year or something.
Okay.
Like, I don't think they would change it immediately. But I don't know. Like, I can't be sure. My issue is that, like, this is like when they say, like, we have invested a historic amount into something they was under investing in. Like, oh, it feels like a really crazy overcorrection. Because y'all been suppressing black people's vote for like 70 years. Like, they're like, oh my God, I can't believe all these black people will suddenly have their vote matter, when before we were able to suppress it and act like we're the majority in areas we're not the majority. That's literally what that redistricting did, is make it so that the people who are majority in that them act representation. Like,
they don't like that. So that was pretty much the last thing. That determination has not come out yet. The judge has to, like I said, has to look over 20 hours of footage, and as well as other judge things, you know.
This is a lot of good footage of Funky Frank, maybe.
So we'll see what the final determination of that. It's a very interesting thing. Like that map brought hell on earth in the Boston City Council.
They were flipping out.
And so it is a very important.
But let's be real. 9-4. Like, come on. I'm sorry. There's no amount of wokeness that could make at least 3 of those city councilors vote the way they didn't agree with. Like, come on. Like, there's times where the black people fall in line because they're black people.
He made a $10,000 contribution. Jesus. Oh, he emptied out his he emptied out his thing to support it.
Funky Frank.
Okay. So that's all we got. Redistricting. We'll come back to this when we have a determination made by the judge. Keep your eye out on the budget. Keep your eye on these elections. If you hear somebody running, DM me, text me, because I need to know.
On the PS.
Keep your eyes on the prize.
Oh,
and watch Eyes on the Prize.
That is, I think, what's it called? Public domain. If not, that's racism.
I have to remember. I have to think about it.
Not that I meant the song.
Oh, okay. I was like, because that show should be
Oh, it's
too.
no, it's
on
it's on
PBS.
it's PBS.
Yeah.
It's on YouTube. Eyes on the Prize.
Oh, good.
Make your kids watch it.
Homie had it on the my teacher had it on the
DVD?
DVD. Yeah.
As he should.
Okay, that is all for tonight. It's been good to hear from y'all. Good to chat. We'll see ya another day, another dollar, money, dollar bills, y'all. I don't know how to end this. I
What
don't
you
know where
need
the
in
end.
life.
Where's the thing?
Money, power, respect.